Then out comes Jungle Boy to Baltimora, which apparently is going to be the last time we ever hear this because he says, turn that garbage off. Jack Perry says, the fans have ruined that song for him. You will never hear it again. So the countdown begins to what this man's new theme will be. He comes into the ring and it is full on heel Jack Perry.
It should probably be like Baltimore's other song that they released after Tarzan Boy that nobody ever knows. You know?
Let's go through the full CD. Let's go to track 2.
Any other song from Baltimore, I think, would be a great heel theme to elicit zero reaction.
Some other like they came up with like an experimental album like a decade later, like grunge.
You go to a Baltimore concert, you're probably sitting like you're not there for any other reason than this song.
He tells the fans in Hamilton he's got a car waiting for him to take him to the airport while all of you are stuck here with the wildfires. What a line. I'm young.
Well, he better not go to Chicago. It's pretty bad there too today.
You can't avoid Chicago if you're in this company, so you can't go too long without going there. I mean, they were just there last weekend. He's young. He's still cashing fat checks, and he's still banging the hottest bitch in this entire place. I'm sure she was just swooning with that romantic call out on television. Now, like, this was so well delivered that I honestly believed it was a slip up. And it sounded so good.
Best line of the entire promo.
Now, Toronto, let me ask you a question. And he stops and he just continues on. I truly believe he did this by mistake. And if so, and if not, he delivered it so seamlessly. It was great.
I guess so. I mean, I just
the whole
don't know.
Crowd caught onto it because they all booed this.
Well, I just don't know if I would give him that much credit because that line and that delivery would have been so perfect. But the rest I felt was such like amateur first heel promo type of stuff that I don't know if it would have been intentional.
The stuff that preceded this or came after? Okay.
Everything else.
Well, he's got fat checks. He says, did I turn on Hook or did everyone turn on me? He was robbed of 2 world titles and calls Hook an entitled second-generation prick, dangling his FTW title in my face. It's not even officially recognized by this company, just like I don't officially recognize you, Hook. Jungle Hook was special because of me, and I know what that FTW title means to you, Hook, and to your family. As he looks at Taz, and if you weren't aware of the subtlety, it's like, I'm looking at you, Taz. And he tells Hook, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. And with that, Hook's music plays and Hook comes out and Jack Perry just sprints through the crowd. Hook goes after him and goes to the back. And Taz says that Perry is going to get his ass whooped. And then we go to the back and Perry sprints into this car that takes off and Hook is pissed. And he tosses down this garbage can that hits the security guy like that's just standing right there. And he cannot get his hands on Jungle Boy, who is off to the airport to escape the wildfires of Canada.
Mm-hmm. I think right now, Jack Perry as a heel kind of sounds like your cute little cousin dressing up in adult clothes and trying to, speak like the grown-ups. He cut like a very, bare bones, generic you fans type of promo, and I think it would be fine under like maybe I don't know, somebody who's a bit more natural sounding this way. But he's such a natural baby face, and I mean baby face. It's really hard to take him seriously at this moment on day one. And I think it's, this entire Jungle Boy run, I feel singles run at least, has very much been trial by fire, whether it be, putting him in the main event or at least a build main event in that 4 Pillars match, letting him cut long promos by himself, or now turning him heel and letting him cut a long heel promo. Hopefully this is the type of exposure that'll ultimately help him improve in a very fast way, but you're also risking letting improvement take place in front of a giant audience. It's the same issue that NXT has, where, I mean, and this sounded very much like a promo you would see in 2.0, the type of like, hey, like we're working on it type of thing, under construction, not necessarily ready for like, mass consumption yet type of promo. Except AEW has even more viewers than NXT.
Yeah, I think the positives were like the crowd hated him. I mean, that was one. It's not like he had to work to get the crowd. I think there's certainly enough here that he is going to get his footing underneath him. The look is certainly something that is going to be tough for people because you're right. Like he is a literal baby face, and I'm not suggesting he grow a beard, but it will be a bit of a struggle to get this transition over. but I wasn't as critical of this promo. Yes, the guy's never, to my knowledge, done a heel promo in his life. So it certainly is trial by fire here, where you're doing this on national television for the first time. And he was a pretty compelling babyface from day one in this company as well. So do you feel that Hook is the opponent that is going to draw this out of him? Like, is he a good sympathetic babyface as this first feud for Jungle Boy?
I do think Hook is, yeah, I do. I mean, they have the personal history, of course. But I do think Hook is a good babyface promo, or at least to oppose him, because it allows Perry to do the bulk of the talking. And people love Hook. So, you know, just maybe simply by association, like, Perry can get a lot of boos. And you know what? Like, everything I said, it could possibly be completely moot if they have good creative or crowd just suddenly take to him. Dominic Mysterio is not a good heel promo. Vicky Guerrero is not a good heel promo, but they generate some of the biggest reactions, you know, simply because
in this segment, like, it wasn't Dominic level, it wasn't Don Callis level, but it got like good heat from the crowd. That's a good takeaway here. It's not as though they were indifferent or even didn't want to boo him because he's a babyface in their eyes. Like, they were total pro Hook.
I think this also indicates that we may see Anna Jay paired with Jungle Boy, and, like, you know, doing that sort of like, hey, like, I'm making out with my what did he call her? Hottest bitch.
The hottest bitch in this entire place.
Yeah, I mean, that could maybe be something.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly ways of where you could go with this, for sure. And all roads lead to Action Bronson against Jack Perry at Grand Slam.
Well, who does Jack Perry should bring out Baltimore versus Action Bronson?
Perhaps.